Hey guys, Sandy here, and today I am scrapbooking with Scrapping Amy's mood board challenge for us at the Secret Not Secret Kit Club scrapbooking party. So this is the mood board. It's got these gorgeous cherries with these awesome colors at the top: yellow, pink, red, kind of a burgundy, a gray, and a black. Now I have pulled out a cut file from the Creative Cuts Club. I have a photo of when I won a television at work, and I pulled out some papers and one little piece of wood veneer that I think will work. So let's see what I can do. So I have this huge kind of clipboard cut file that I got from the Creative Cuts Club, and I know that I want to use it for this layout, but I know I don't want to use the entire thing. One of the things I really like about printing out large cut files like this is you can cut them apart and kind of use them on multiple layouts, so you get a lot of bang for your buck. So I'm looking at this and I'm just figuring out where I want my kind of cut file to hang out. So I'm just marking the lines where I'm going to cut them. And I just use my regular scissors and I'm just trimming them off so that I have the little bits and pieces that I want, and then I'm kind of getting rid of the bits and pieces that I don't want for this layout. But like I said, this is a lot of cut file left, so I will definitely use it on another layout. Now, as you can see, the way that the cut file was layered rather, I have to make sure that I cover up that little piece that doesn't connect. So I pull out these papers, or I might have pulled them out before. It's been a little while since I've made this layout. And I'm making sure to just have everything off of the mood board from Scrapping Amy. So I have the yellow, I have the cherry red, I have the dark gray color. So I'm just really feeling like this mood board is it's working for me. Like I'm making some things happen. Now I do back this cut file, and I back it with paper and also sequins. Now this first cut is going to be atrocious. It's not going to match up because I decided to go with the cut file with the open piece first. Now originally my thought was I'm going to do this one first because it is the most unstable. So if I put the paper on it, like it should stable it up. But I really didn't hold down the cut file to trace it very well, and it did not. Like my tracing was wonky, which made my cut wonky, which made the pattern paper not really fit. So I am moving on to an entirely different part of the cut file. Now this is a close to my heart paper, and what I was having a moment because I was like, wait a second, which way am I doing this? Did I cut this the wrong way? Yeah, I cut that the wrong way too. So you guys, like, I'm just having a moment here, and you know, it's just not going as great as I thought it would go. So I decide, you know what, I just need to back some of these cut files with sequins. So I pull out these sequins from Spiegelmom Scraps, and they are Belle's Ball, and they've got some great yellow in there. They also have a really pretty bright blue, but I don't need that for this layout, so I'm just picking out the yellow ones. So I figure I get down to a part of the cut file that, you know, I can't really screw it up. And I test it out, and I'm like, hallelujah, it works. I'm finally having success with this. And then I pull out this small Fiskars mat. So what I use this mat for is when I'm gluing things down and I don't want it to get on my main mat. You know, I'm okay if this mat gets gluey or stained up. I'm not okay if the mat underneath gets stained up, even though it started to. I don't know what it is. I can't keep my undermat clean. It just doesn't work. So I'm using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. I'm also using my jewel picker tool here, and I'm just grabbing the yellow sequins and placing them down on the glue one by one. And I find I know that this seems like tedious work, or it might seem like it's a pain, but I find that I really enjoy this process. It's very relaxing to me. It's good for me. Like, I don't mind doing this over and over and over again. And my little dish right here is my little magical sequin dish. I love this little dish. It's perfect. I got it when I was in Illinois at a crop, and it was amazing. So I love my little dish. It makes me happy. So I do get all the sequins down. And then, as you can see, I'm pulling off the glue a little bit off my crystal jewel picker here, not a jewel pickle. Totally, entirely different thing. Because, you know, you get the glue on it and the glue dries and it kind of gunks up, and you don't want that. So we take that off. And I'm just adding more and more glue as I am laying these sequins down. Now, sometimes when I do this kind of thing where I have sequins and I'm filling up a page like this, sometimes I overlap the sequins a little bit. Sometimes, if you notice, some sequins lift up off the page a little bit, and then I would tuck a little sequin under there. But these are all very flat sequins. They don't have kind of that embossed rise at all. It's just the flat ones. So I'm just making sure that they are next to each other with no overlap whatsoever. And while I'm looking at these sequins, I'm really wishing, like really, really wishing I can pull in some of that gorgeous blue sequin color, but I can't because it doesn't go with the mood board. And I really think if I added the blue to it, it would kind of skew the whole thing. Now this is definitely not a color scheme that I would normally work with, like black, white, red, yellow, and gray. It's just not like my normal color scheme. But I really like it, and I really like the way it turned out. Made me super happy. So I had those two little awkward spaces there. So I grabbed my teeny tiny Heidi Swap scissors and I cut a sequin in half, and I went ahead and put that down there. Now I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll trim off the sequins that are hanging off the edge. And then that way I'll be able to back the cut file without the sequins poking out from behind it. So now that I have successfully, I might toot my own horn here, successfully backed a portion of the cut file, it is time to move on and actually get the rest of the cut file backed. So here I am holding on to it, making sure that it's very stable before I go do the tracing and the cutting. And then that is going to happen, guys. Like, it's going to be a beautiful thing that I can finally back a freaking cut file. So now that I've had that success, do not worry, do not fret. I am not going to make you watch me back the entire thing. So as you can see on the back here, in addition to my Nuvo adhesive, I also added washi tape, and that's just to give it a little bit extra stability. And then I'm going to layer up my clipboards right here. And I'm really happy with how these turned out. I have this wood veneer that I believe is from Chamel way back with True Stories, perhaps. And I just felt like it was a good fit to overlap over top of the clipboards here. And it's just a matter of trying to figure out where exactly I wanted it to go. So we make that happen there. And I'm like, yes. So this definitely is a flatter layout. Even though I'm adding things to the inside of the clipboard and I have this wood veneer and I have the sequins, it still feels like a very flat layout. And that is okay, because the bulkier your layouts, the less room you have in the albums when you put your layouts away. And I'm totally okay with having a ton of albums per year. As a matter of fact, I'm wrapping up 2018, and I think I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 10, 9 or 10 albums for 2018. And like I said, I'm okay with that. I don't like fret about where I'm going to store my albums. I have a very long wall in my living room, and we have bookcases that line it, and the albums just go on there. I'm okay with it. And, you know, I'm okay with moving out other books or other things that are in that bookcase to put more albums in there. I really don't mind at all. I do know that album space is a priority for some people, though, so that would be a big tip, is to make your layouts flatter and put more photos on a page. I went from a person who had 3 to many photos on a page to one that usually does 1 or 2 photos per page. And that's because I don't take as many pictures. I used to take pictures all the time of everything, 6 different angles, and I felt like I had to scrapbook all of them. But I've kind of moved past that, and I'm okay with like 1 or 2 photos normally to tell a story. So I've been, while I've been rambling on about albums and layouts and photos, I've been going through my stash and pulling out some epoxy and some chipboard and other little fun things like these little puffy hearts. And I'm just kind of adding some excitement to the clipboards here and trying to figure out where things should go. So we've got this down, and I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, I need a big old letter. So I have these letters from Daisy D's, and if you remember that company, like, drop me a comment in the YouTube comments. I miss this company. I loved Daisy D's. And I got these letters, and I have always traced them and cut them out of other paper, just because, I like it. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm tracing them pattern side down so that when I flip them over, they will be correct side up. Not that it really matters because I'm using black cardstock, like which side I could flip it over, but this just felt right and felt easy and felt good. So that's what I did. And it's really easy to cut out these large letters. This could also be something you could freehand. You could freehand draw some really large blocky letters or bubble letters. Who remembers writing bubble letters in middle school? I sure do. So there you go. So we've got this big old T. Now I'm going to get this big old V. And like I said, really to cut it out. I'm trying to think of my title while I'm doing this. I know it's going to be something about a TV, but I'm not exactly sure what. I don't know if it's going to be like, who knows? All kinds of things were running through my little head at that moment, and none of them were really good. So there is that. Now I'm flipping through my stash. I have this little wood piece from Close to My Heart that says today, and I figured since I had this big old wood chipboard wood veneer piece over here, I probably should add it in somewhere else, because if I have it one place on a page, then more than likely I'm going to enjoy it 2 places on a page. So I'm trying to figure out like where I'm going to put more words, because I have today. I am happy with how TV looks. I've got the T and the V nestled around today. And I'm just trying to figure out like where the rest of the title is going to be. So I go through my letter stickers. I find these pink tile stickers from Echo Park, and they match pretty good with the pink that I have already going on in the layout. So I decide to go with that. And it says, today I won a TV. And that's what I did. I won a TV at work. So that was pretty awesome. So I'm going to get that down there, and then that's going to do it, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon.